Today, I'm going to be talking about Sui. I'm going to be providing you with the latest updates on the project, going to be looking at the chart, and we're going to be basically just discussing the project in general and what we can expect going forward. So if that sounds interesting, please make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well if you're new, and check out the sale on the VIP group linked in the description. If you go over to whop.com/crypto Archie, you're going to see a sale pop up on your screen when you go on it. Hover over the screen for a little bit of time. You should see a sale come up on the screen. This is a limited time sale exclusive to you guys who are watching the channel right now. It's not going to be here for long, so take full advantage. If you want my buy alerts, my sell alerts, and access to a Discord network that's open 24/7, check it out. The link's in the description. So let's get straight into it. So Sui right now is sat at a price of $2.17. It's looking pretty strong despite the market having a massive correction in crypto. It is down only 59% from its all-time high, which in comparison to a lot of other cryptos is actually really well. Okay, if we go and look at the top 100 and we just take a look at a few examples, okay, Ethereum is down 66% from its all-time high. Solana, another one we can look at, that one's down 55%. And obviously, the market cap for Solana is a lot higher than Sui. So the point is, Sui is holding up really well, okay? And that is a testament to the quality of the project, the partnerships, the fundamentals, and the trajectory forward that it has for this cycle. This continues to be the largest altcoin position in my portfolio, and I'm very happy with that, okay? It's not changed, and, I see that staying the way it is for the rest of the cycle. I mean, I have quite a well-diversified portfolio. I've got Sui, I've got Casper, I've got Ondo, got a good number of quality projects, but I'm happy that this is the biggest one right now because to me, it seems like it's the most set to go and do that 5 to 10x for the rest of the year, right? And a lot of other cryptos, they could do that, don't get me wrong, but the guarantee isn't there. And I'm not saying anything is guaranteed in crypto, but Sui is much more likely to guarantee that 5 to 10x than a lot of these other projects, which are a little bit more risky. Okay, if you do want to see my full portfolio, that's available in the VIP as well. In terms of unlocks for Sui, we don't have anything significant, okay? The current circulating supply for Sui is 32%. We will have an unlock May 1st. It'll bring the supply from 32%. That'll bring it up to a little bit higher. So I'll bring it from 32% to 33.4 in May, and then in June, 34, and then in July, 34.6. So really, we don't have anything to worry about in terms of unlocks. These are very gradual. A lot of people mention, oh, Sui, it's got a high FDV. It doesn't matter, guys. Unless you're holding this thing for, 5, 10, 15 years, whatever it is, you don't need to care too much about the FDV. What you really need to care about is the vesting schedule in the next few months. And I personally plan to sell all of my Sui this bull run and then maybe buy back in the bear market. I'm not planning on round tripping my Sui bag, so I don't care about whatever the vesting schedule is a year or 2 or 3 years down the line. I'm looking at it for the next few months because that's the time window that I'm looking to take profits. So I'm not concerned about these little tiny supply increases of like 1% or less. I think it's very reasonable and, I'm not worried at all. So if we go and look at the chart for Sui, like I said, it's one of the projects which has held up the best during the last few months of market turmoil since essentially Trump got in January 20th when a lot of the coins topped out. Sui is kind of holding up as well as a stock on the S&P 500, as well as like a top 50 stock. That's how well this thing is holding up. I mean, it looks like it's holding up better than Tesla when you look at the chart, right? Like this is truly holding up strong. And you've got to ask yourself the question, why is this one of the projects which has held so well during the last few months? And it all comes down to the fundamentals. The amount of money that they raised from their private sale was massive, okay, 385 million. The partnerships that they have, the speed of the chain, all these things come into play. And that for me is why Sui has held so well, because it is ready for an explosive move up whenever the market warrants that. And the way I'd be looking for targets on the next leg up would be by doing a fib retracement from the high to this recent low. And then we can look at some potential levels. The next level for me would be the 1.618 fib level, which would be $7.66. Then after that, it would be $11.35. And then after that, it would be $15. And then if we get there, that would be $17. I don't think that's a guarantee, but it's possible, right? So that's what I'm looking at is the fib extension levels for potential X's. If you're looking at more generalized predictions, I would be looking at comparisons to Solana or Cardano from last bull run. Both of those went to around a $70 to $90 billion market cap. That would be around a 10 to 13x on the current market cap for SUI. That for me would be quite ambitious. I don't think that's like the base case because this bull run is very different. We're not getting crazy valuations so far. But I do think SUI has the potential to do that. Okay, it's all about potential. It has the potential to do that. Does that mean it will do it? Probably not. Maybe it just goes to 50 billion or 60 billion. But the point is, it has the potential. So those are some targets I'd maybe be looking at for comparisons. But at the end of the day, you can compare coins all you want to different coins, but really the charts don't lie. You know, you can compare a coin to a coin from last cycle and it just doesn't link up at all. It could exceed that. It could do worse than that. Really what you want to be looking at is level by level. You want to be looking at the charts. And that's why I kind of put more emphasis on the charts than just some arbitrary comparisons from last cycle. Now, they're not completely arbitrary, right? Obviously, SUI has a lot of similarities to a coin like Solana from last cycle. But it's just, it's very speculative doing your exit strategy purely based on, market cap comparisons. Now, when we look at SUI BTC, which is basically SUI and Bitcoin put against each other, so rather than SUI USD, it's SUI BTC, you can see that how well SUI is held up. This blue line here is the start of 2024. You can see it is still above those levels right now. Take a look at Ethereum BTC. The blue line is the start of 2024. Look at how poorly Ethereum has done. When an altcoin is holding up better than Ethereum and Bitcoin in the last year or so, you want to be paying attention. It's holding up better than Ethereum, as outlined here. This is ETH BTC. ETH is doing terrible. Now, I do think it will recover at some point, but you can't deny it's been terrible. It's even doing better than Bitcoin. It is above the levels that it was at in January 2024 compared to Bitcoin. When a coin is performing better than Bitcoin and Ethereum, you need to pay attention, right? Because most coins are not doing that. You would think altcoins will always perform better than Bitcoin and Ethereum, but that's not the case. If you pick random coins out the top 200, most of them aren't performing better than Bitcoin. Most of them are doing terrible. Okay? There's a reason why SUI is performing so well in comparison to BTC and ETH. And it's because the smart money, the whales, they see the potential in the tech, and they are basically pricing in a massive move on SUI to be the next big layer one. Okay, the Solana killer, whatever you want to call it. That is the move they are pricing in. So I stand very strong with my conviction on SUI. Okay, the stats are also looking pretty good for the network. If you look at the top stablecoin supply changes in the last 24 hours, SUI is at the top. $18.1 million of stablecoin activity there, even ahead of Tron. So that is massive. That's really, really big. And interestingly, Walrus, which is like the biggest project on SUI, that's holding up pretty well also. I mean, this thing launched, you could say, at a bad time, basically the end of March, just before markets completely capitulated across the board. Yet it's holding in pretty well. Okay, in fact, let's go and take a little look at the Walrus chart here and see if we can look at any levels, all right? See if it's respecting any levels. So maybe we look on the 4-hour here. You know, you can see this chart. It looks fairly strong. It had a very good bounce at launch. It's got a clear support level here on the chart for Walrus down here. Okay, use that, then came up, then came back down, use that as support. Now it's bounced again. It looks pretty nice as a chart, Walrus. So this has been a fairly positive launch so far. And it's on the golden pocket locally, 618. Not a bad buy. So despite the market being very volatile, one of the most anticipated launches in the market has held strong and is doing really, really well. So again, another bit of praise to Sui and Walrus. So guys, if you're asking me my conviction on Sui, has it changed? Absolutely not. I stand very, very strong on Sui. And I think this is going to be a clear winner in the bull run. It might not do a 20x or 30x like some of you guys may be looking for, but it could certainly give you some lucrative returns with a high degree of probability. And that is the thing I'm looking for when I'm looking to go in heavy on an altcoin. If you do, however, want those 20 to 30x potential coins, that is exactly what I'm looking for in my VIP group. I've been dropping buy alerts on some low caps recently, which I do believe have the potential to do those types of returns. If you are interested in my personal buys and sells alongside a Discord community which never sleeps, voice chats, VIP calls, VIP live streams, all that good stuff, hit the link in the description, take action, use the discount that's available when you click on the link, and I'll see you over there in the VIP group. And I look forward to talking to you on some of the voice chats or in some of the text channels or on the VIP live streams or wherever I see you. So appreciate you guys watching the video. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.